so you don't know who I am, hopefully. I'm sure there's somebody out there that can probably remove this digitally, find out exactly where I live, and come and steal all my crap. Okay, whatever. I want something that maybe KZ750 a problem in the future. With the Kawasaki's, with the KZ750s, the oil filter is held on by this long bolt that's got holes running through it. And you'll see it in a second. And the head of these bolts is notorious for stripping. And the one on that I have now is stripping. It's an easy fix, it's just replacing it. But finding it might be a little bit trickier. Well, it won't be. I mean, I know it's on here, but in general, finding them is trickier. Look at that. Parts lot. So here you go. These are the oil filter bolts for the KZs, for the 750, the KZ750, and you see, it's a hollow bolt. I'll click on this one, so you can see it a little bit better. It's a hollow bolt, and it's got channels running through it. You can see I'm pointing at the screen like you can see my finger. It's got channels running through it, the oil passages, and the oil filter goes on around this, like around it, and so oil can go in the threaded end, up through it, and then out through the filter, and then recirculates through the engine. Buy it now. Buy it now. Here we go. Buy it now. Changing. Confirming and paying. And it's an easy install. It's literally just unscrewing the old one and putting the new one in. I'm Sugar Daddy. Once again, welcome to the Sugar Daddy Show, the Sugar Shop. Get to see a little bit of the opposite view. When I'm standing at the bench, what I get to see, what I get to look out on. Beautiful front yard there. Septic system. The neighbors. Today, doing a little something different. Not a full-fledged episode, not going to get into like half an hour or whatever. I've started getting parts in the mail for the KZ. Like I said, from eBay, stuff that I ordered off of eBay. And I'm getting parts in the mail and everything, like kind of on a regular basis. And I got one that's it's very simple. It's a simple install. It's just like a little, let's say it's a lagniappe for you out there. Just a little something extra if you speak Creole. I don't. I just know lagniappe. I'm not sure. I think this is what it is. It feels like kind of like Christmas, you know, when you're feeling. It's not opened. I just got it in the mail like literally like half an hour ago. So I don't know exactly if this is what I think it is, but if it is, I'm going to show you the quick install of it. Extremely quick. Probably take me longer to open it than it would to actually install it. If it is what I think it is an oil filter bolt for the KZ750. Like I think I've mentioned, when I actually ordered the piece, it's a gorgeous bolt. Like it's hollow. It's like beautifully machined and just made and invented and everything. It's just ingenious. It's a hollow bolt that it's hollow and it's got holes coming out along the length of it. It screws in and the oil filter actually goes over top of it so that oil flows in the end of the bolt and comes out through the holes and passes through the oil filter from the inside out to filter the oil. Oh, there it is. Something. And there's the part. It's gorgeous. You can see genuine Kawasaki parts. When in doubt, go with the OEM. And there's the bolt itself. Like I said, it is gorgeous. I love the way, like it's hollow on the end there, and then the oil flows in through the holes. and then comes out as the, from the oil pressure, just comes out and goes through the oil filter. And this one, and the problem with them is this, because every time you change your oil, you have to take this off. So basically you get people, somebody who's owned the bike before that didn't find the exact correct size socket or whatever to get it off, and the corners of these will be rounded off basically in a lot of them. Like, it's a common issue. So it's basically just a matter, and you have to replace the whole bolt. I think you saw on when I ordered it, it's a $30 part, but it's gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely, like, look at that thing. Like, it's just a beautiful piece of machining. I probably have to switch over the grommets, the rubber grommets here. That shouldn't take too long, hopefully. So let's go over to the bike and we'll get this installed. Okay, here we are over at the motor. As you can see, this is the oil filter housing. Oil filter, I guess the pressure sensor would come in here. There's like a little grommet, a little hole with the grommet in it, right there, and the oil filter housing. This bolt, I believe, I'm not actually sure, but I think this is a 17, and that's what I've got, a 17. So it's basically just a matter of, and you can see on this bolt how that's all just torn up. It's all chewed up, like the corners are, it's rounded off. And that's nothing horrible. It's just for maintenance. It just means that whoever had this engine before changed the oil. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. So since this one's already rounded off, it is loose. So I'm just gonna find the best edges for it and just gently loosen it up. I haven't opened it up since I got it. It's still unscrewing. Ugh. It's got an oil filter in there that's probably older than I am. Alright, there we go. And then this whole piece comes out, and you can see this is an old oil filter, so it obviously is not going to get reused, but you can see how this old oil filter just kind of goes over top of the bolt, and then the oil sprays out through the inside. So I'm going to put that back in there for safekeeping. There is a spring on here. Okay, we'll keep that, obviously. And then the bolt itself is, because there's rubber grommets on here, it's kind of a press fit. There we go. And it slides off the lid, the cap. Whatever. Put that to the side, and you can see the two rubber grommets there. So I'm going to get these off, transfer them over to the new one, and then we'll just reverse the installation, reverse the removal, and we'll put it back on. Basically what I used, just a very small screwdriver, got it underneath this little rubber grommet there, and sliding it off. It's still pretty pliable. Still going to be kind of gentle with it, especially over the threads now. Great. Yeah. There we go. Just be gentle with it, because it is a 40-year-old grommet. But as you can see, like, it's still in good shape. If I hold it up, you can kind of see that it's just about the same diameter, a little bit smaller as the bolt itself, which means it's got a little bit of give to it still. No cracks in it or anything like that. It still feels rubbery. So I'm just going to go ahead and reuse them. Just take it, and they look to be the same size. So I'm going to try to put, this one will probably just end up going in this first groove here as I slide it up, so that's cool, that's fine. So just take it and stretch it just enough to get it over the threads again. Roly, 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 roly. There we go. And once it's on there, just push it up, and it just drops into the groove. There we go. So I'm going to go for the other one. The other one's going to be tougher to get because of the way it's in there, because of its location, but we'll do our best. I'll do my best. You just sit there and watch. Take it out. Just get it right under the edge. Screwdriver. I'm probably gonna have to actually get this one twice because it's gonna go into that first groove, I'm sure. So there's is out of that upper groove and into that one, and then just put it right down in there just like that. And then we just have to get it over the first one. It's gonna hang up for a little bit. There we go. Over that one. And there we go. And the old ones are back on, are on the new. So I'm gonna take the cap, put the cap back on, and again it sits like this with the hole there. There's got the drain plug there, which is kind of weird. It's got a drain plug, but you have to take this off anyway to get to the oil filter. I guess if you don't want to change the filter every time, Kawasaki gives you an option to not do it, so pretty cool. So it basically just presses in like so, and we just give it, there we go, it snaps into place, and it's in there pretty good. All right, put the spring back on, then make sure the oil filter, doesn't matter which way it goes, and we just slide it in until it hits the oil filter. There we go. Until it hits the bolt, hits the threads. I can feel it. Take my 17, and oh yeah, it's just a lot better. There is a locating pin all the way at the very bottom that sticks out, that keeps it in the right position, so just remember that. And again, you don't have to wrench on it tightly, just enough to tighten it. Just like an oil filter in your car, or an external one on on a motorcycle, don't wrench it down. You just want to get it on there basically. If you change your oil, you take this off, it leaks. One of the best things I've found whenever you have a leak at an oil filter or an oil drain plug, tighten it. Just give it like 1/8 of a turn, and usually that'll stop. Okay, so there you go. Oil filter bolt. I don't know if it's got like a retaining bolt or something like that. It's just an oil filter bolt. As far as I'm concerned, it's a simple removal, install, simple replacement for the bikes. I'll probably do some other things like this with the bike as it goes along. Like when I get new grips for it, it won't be like a huge 45-minute episode of me putting grips on. It'll just be something quick, just kind of like showing the technique to put them on. Like I said, just a little lagniappe for everybody. So as I find some time, I'll just start diving into some more parts, and we'll get some more episodes up, and we'll keep on going with this build and see how far we can get before the thing blows up on us. All right, so thanks for tuning in. If you like it, if you want to see more of it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Comment below criticisms. I'm open to criticism. I'm not that type of person that's going to be all like, oh, screw you, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just figuring it out as I go along. So if somebody's got a better way of doing it, go ahead and just leave a comment down there, and I'll respond to it. It might take me a while, but I will respond to it, and I won't be offended. So tune in next time to the Sugar Daddy Show, and yeah, I hope to see you then. All right, bye. Hi, how are you? I'm Sugar Daddy.